Hello, everyone. Welcome to 1111 Butterfly Effect. Thank you all for joining my Divine Spirit, the Oracles, and I here at the table for a fireside chat. Without the blazing fire, just the fire inside me. Yes, because I'm a Sagittarius, you see. And I'd like to invite you to sit back with me and enjoy this little chit chat and a little introduction for you out there who've been asking about sharing more of my twin flame journey story. So that's what I'm going to do for you right now, is share a piece of my story, and I'm going to continue to share pieces of my story um, like this for you guys out there listening, to let you know where I'm at in my journey, and that in fact I am on this journey, and it will be evident to you when I share you my story. So I'm going to put the glasses on to read. I hope everybody enjoyed the weekend. And again, a lot is going on for everybody, my goodness. And just to bring you up to date, I am not a full-time channel yet. Right now, I'm working my channel on a part-time basis as much as I can. And it's just me. There is no A-team behind me supporting me, doing web administration or anything. It's all me. And I do my best to give you great content and include the messages that are being delivered via my divine spirit, the oracles, your guides, messengers, angels, ancestors, and loved ones who are trying to reach you and bring messages to you. That's what this channel is about. If you read in my About page on the channel, it talks about that this is a channel of transformation and knowledge, and it's about the twin flame journey, twin flames and soulmates traveling a divine path, a twin flame journey, a yellow brick road. They're all one and the same, really. Some are a little more structured than others, right? Because indeed, those of us on a twin flame journey, before we came to planet, we agreed to do this. But of course, once we get here on planet and we forget everything, we have like amnesia, okay? It's up to us to get back on this divine plan that was written before we came to planet, so that we will fulfill our true life purpose, the reason why we're really here. And for those of us divine souls on a twin flame journey following a divine path, there is purpose, more than just waking up to that 9-to-5 job and making the money and making babies and making whoopee. Okay, there's a lot more to our lives than that. And just to give you kind of a cliff notes version of where I'm at right now, if I can spit it out. Right now, I am decades into my journey. I believe I met my divine partner in 2018. After 2017, a heartbreaking relationship catapulted me into this spiritual awakening, deeper than I had already been on, because certainly I have been on this journey for decades, and that will be another part of the story. But right now, I'm really going to zero in on right now where I'm at in my journey. And right now where I'm at in the journey is I am in what we call separation. Okay, like I said, I believe I met my DM in 2018 after a catapulting relationship that just broke my heart, spit me out into the garbage, and rolled me around in it, and it was up to me to recover from that relationship. and not let it damage my future. Because if I let that relationship damage me, I would not be here today sharing this with you. I'd still be wallowing in the damage of that relationship, that what that person attempted to do. Okay? Probably, definitely a karmic relationship to see if I was going to pass this test and move forward in my journey or not. Or succumb and stay in that three-party relationship. And I truly believe that, I have been involved in three-party relationships my whole life, starting with my parents. Okay, I was a buffer between my parents, my abusive, violent father, and, my mother. And I've gotten, past those things, and that's another story, because at 26 and 27 years old, very epic years of my life, I, stopped being afraid of my father. I stood up to my father, and, it changed my relationship with both of my parents, and the perspective I had of my parents as people, and the upbringing I had as a child, which was not a horrible upbringing. It was a typical middle-class family growing up with those typical things that used to be okay. But they're not okay. Abuse of no kind, of any kind, is not okay. And, there is no book about how to be a parent, but certainly, you want to have a better life for your children than you did. And that should be the momentum and not the other way around. Your children should not have it worse than you did. Putting that aside, okay, let's bring you right back here to right now. And as I said, I believe I met my divine partner, my divine masculine, because I identify as a divine feminine. I have 7 planets in the feminine, as well as some other indicators that tell me I'm a divine feminine. And my divine masculine is much younger than me, different ethnic background than myself, different social class, supposedly, so they think, right? But that's really not true. And, job, career status, etc. My divine masculine is somewhat in the public eye, and that's another part of my journey. When I met them, they worked for CBS, which I had been trying for years to get a job with CBS. And unbeknownst to me, that's why. It was directing me to my divine masculine. So I know this is kind of a jumbled mess right now, but I'm really trying to talk about where I'm at right now. And I met my divine masculine and my so-called divine masculine, my divine partner, in 2018. And they initiated the gathering. They initiated the meeting. I had no idea who this person was. They obviously were following me. I had interacted with the radio station that was owned by CBS, which is where my divine masculine worked at the time. And that's probably where my divine masculine discovered me, but didn't know who I was. I got invited to a function. I won some tickets, and I got invited to a function, an after party, and this person was at the after party, saw me, but didn't introduce themselves to me yet. And that's when I guess they discovered who I really am, right? Somebody different, somebody older, somebody they're interested in, like somebody they've never been interested in before. And I had thought, it was another younger person, because I had been told by other psychics and channelers that I was going to meet somebody in my middle years of age, and this person was going to be younger than me, and so on and so forth. But they really didn't pinpoint a twin flame relationship. Anyway, I'm trying not to jump around too much. So they discovered who I was, and they invited me on social media to like their page and invited me to this function that they were a part of. And that is when I met my so-called DM. And I knew about the twin flame journey and twin flames and all that prior. I mean, I watched a movie about twin flames back in the 90s. So it was something I was familiar with, but wasn't really sure I was on that journey. I knew I was on a divine path, but I wasn't sure if it was included twin flame. I had thought maybe, but this sealed the deal because the moment I met this person, it was like I had met them before. They were a lot like me in a lot of ways, but in a younger version, and in like a not an opposite, but I am a blonde-haired woman and they had dark hair, and I'm older, they were younger. There was differences, but there was similarities. We both were involved in music heavily. They're an artist as well as a musician, a writer, etc. So, crazy. Anyway, they invited me to this function and asked me if I wanted to buy some of their merch. And I said, sure, I'll buy some of your merch. Blah, blah, blah. We had some conversation. It was very casual, nothing serious. And they said, okay, we'll come to this event next weekend or 2 weekends from now, and I'll have the merch for you, and you can pick it up. And I'm like, great. So I went to this other event, and in between that time, there must have been some talk and some discussion with their friends who are radio personalities. A few of them are, they think they're celebrities, but I'm sorry, but they're radio personalities. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. There must have been some shit talked, okay? There must have been some joking around. They must have teased my divine masculine. Something happened between the first meeting and the second meeting, because at the second meeting, my divine partner was distant, was indifferent, not paying the attention to me like they had before. But they were still showing interest. So I purchased the merch. I got my merchandise. And this was, I'm not going to show you the front of the hat because their logo is on the hat. But this is the hat I purchased. It was supposed to be brand new, but I do know that they tried to trick me. You can't trick me. You can't trick us. You really can't. And they sold me their hat. Yeah. I didn't get a brand new hat. I got their hat. Yeah. And they think that I didn't know, that I didn't realize it. I mean, it was obvious the hat was shaped. It had shape to it, and, there was some wear on it, and so on and so forth. But I bought the hat, and I took it. And I tried to approach them and, kind of move in to help this bond take place. But they brushed me off. At that point, my divine masculine said, you can hang out with me, but there's other people here. So in other words, there's a third party, right? They're with somebody else, they're a player, they, don't want to commit to a relationship, they just want to fuck around, right? Well, I don't want to do that. I've done that. It's old, right? I'm done with that kind of business. So I said, okay, well, no, thanks, but when you're free, when you want to get together, call me, text me. So that was in 2018. We had a couple interactions. I saw I saw them again on Valentine's Day of 2018 and brought them a gift. And prior to that, I forgot. I had wrote them a poem on paper, on papyrus with invisible ink, okay? And I gave them the pen to read the secret message with the, written in the invisible ink. And at the time, they thought that was really cool. But the third time I saw them, which was Valentine's Day, and I brought them a gift, they really didn't pay any attention to me or the gift. So that was pretty much the last time I have seen my divine masculine in person. Was February of 2019. So, yeah, 2019. So all of 2018, from the time we met, we had a couple interactions through these events and invitations. And then the last time I saw them, had any kind of interaction, was Valentine's. After that, nothing. I continued to, a little bit longer, try and communicate with them through social media and texting for a little bit of 2019, and they stopped responding. There was a little bit of back and forth, and then they just stopped responding completely. So I would just send them holiday greetings and, happy Memorial, happy Halloween, happy Labor Day, happy 4th of July, whatever. And then we got to January of 2020. I wished her a happy birthday. Yes, her, I said it. And Merry Christmas. And then I didn't say anything for New Year's to see if they would send a message, and nothing. So in January of 2020, there was an event, and I clicked the I'm interested in going to the event on social media, so they knew I was going to be at this event. And prior to that, they did, part of 2019, they did block me on some of their social media, but never did they block me from their phone and Facebook. So those two, the telephone and Facebook, were the two places that they did not block me. And I think that's just so they can follow my page and continue to receive my texts, but not and my energy, but not respond. So again, jumping to 2020, January of 2020, this event came up, and I said I clicked the I'm going, I'm interested, and I'm going. So they were expecting me to show up at this event. And that night, I had prepared a gift, and I wrote another poem on a scroll, on a piece of papyrus, and composed a poem for them. And I was going to give them another gift and this poem. But to confirm that they were at the event, I sent a text. And I sent an image of Superman emblem, and I said, that doesn't stand, the S stands for hope in my world. Something to that effect. You guys have all seen that Superman emblem meme that talks about the S means hope in my world. Okay, well, I sent them that text image. And they texted back, oh, cool, that's awesome. Who's this? So obviously playing with me, right? Yeah, playing with my heart. So I responded, and with a picture of this scroll. Okay? And the gift I was going to bring them. And they texted back and said, you've got the wrong number. And I'm like, okay. I texted back and I said, no, I don't have the wrong number, but maybe I have the wrong person. You know, I was going to come see you at this event tonight, but obviously you don't want me to show up, so I won't. And enjoy yourself, something to that effect. And that was it. I continued to communicate via text. Through holiday, I sent an Easter wish. I sent a memorial. I sent a 4th of July. Throughout 2020 and the COVID, I texted and sent, well wishes, happy holidays, and I'm thinking of you. That's it. No pressure. Occasionally, I'd include some music or song and say, there's music messages in the music. Please listen, whatever. No response, nothing. I wasn't blocked, but I wasn't getting any response through 2020. And March 2020 was the last time they posted anything on social media, anywhere. So basically, my DM has vanished off the face of this planet. And total missing in action, total disappearance. There's no activity on social media. I haven't sent any texts in 2021. December 2020 was the last text I sent to wish them a Merry Christmas and them and their whole family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And no response. That's the last time I sent a message, was December of 2020. And I have not communicated since then. Now I'm getting a little emotional. It's difficult to step away, most definitely. But it needed to be done for me to move forward in my journey. It was imperative for me to stop doing what I was doing and move forward so that I didn't remain stuck where I was. Worrying, wondering, obsessing over this person who wasn't giving me the time of day. I know this has to be more than a catalyst karmic person in my life. But I think at this point, my DM is opting out. I think it's too overwhelming. I think it's too scary. I think they're getting a lot of pressure from their family. I think their family plays a big role in their life and a big influence in their life. And I also think that I think they've lost their job. I don't think they work at the radio station anymore. I think they've lost their job. I think they lost their housing. I think a lot has gone on. And that's just my intuition and my own research and investigation. At this point, I'm moving forward. I'm not giving up on myself, nor am I giving up on this journey or my divine purpose and my mission. Because I am here on this planet for a reason, with purpose. And I strongly believe that if my twin flame, my divine partner, opts out, decides not to go on this journey, follow this divine path, and, navigate this twin flame journey, if they're opting out, divine is going to fill that position with something better. You bet. Because that's what I've been told. To not give up on myself, not to give up on this mission, and continue to move forward as I was doing before this discovery. Now, there's some things going on that is making me feel like, I'm coming to a precipice and another crossroads, and I will be having to make some more decisions, and it is important for me to stay focused and clear-headed so that I make the best decision for my highest good. And those are the reasons that it's important, so that I can continue to go on, move on toward my mission and life purpose. And the other reason is that, to continue to stay high vibing and not let this lower my vibration and bring me back to where I was prior to me even meeting my so-called divine masculine. But, at any rate, I think that a lot of us on this journey, wonder, and we have those moments of doubt and insecurity, and that's when we just need to reach into ourselves, grab hold of that love, that self-love, and that'll move us forward down our path. And when we work on ourselves and do these things for ourselves, in turn, hopefully it'll help our divine partner do those things for themselves and move forward in their mission, down their divine path. And whenever we are supposed to meet, we will meet. And whomever it is we're supposed to meet, we will meet. As long as we stay on path. And our path is well lit. And that path, that well-lit path, has got me to this point. It has saved my life many times over. It has taught me a lot about life and this journey and where I'm going and what's next. And, life goes on, and life isn't about this hat and the person who wore this hat. There's so much more to life than that. Yeah. This is the bonus. And if they don't want the bonus, somebody else does. Yeah. So that would give you kind of a little Cliff Notes version of where I'm at in my journey. I am in, forward movement, in mission, following my divine path, trusting in the plan, having faith in my divine spirit guides, ancestors, and loved ones, that they are with me all the way, and that my abundance, my rewards, my gifts, my blessings are coming one by one. I've received many already in these 55 years I've been on this planet, and there's a lot more to come, and more knowledge to gain, and more knowledge and wisdom to gain, more things to learn, more places to go, people, places, and things, right? Yeah. Waiting for us to know. So on that note, I'm going to stop it right here and let you soak this in, and stay tuned for another fireside chat without the fire. No, with the fire in me. And stay tuned for more messages. They're coming up too. And do everything to keep moving forward down our divine path. With or without you. Yeah. Okay, till next time. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.